Good evening, everyone. It is 6:31 p.m. We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. Where is my other agenda that has all the verbiage on it? Catherine? Let me see yours. You didn't give me this.
Oh,
Notice is hereby given that a regular meeting of the City Council of the City of Sandy Oaks, Texas will be held on Thursday, May 27th, 2021 at 6:30 p.m. at 22870 Priest Road, Sandy Oaks, Texas 78112, and by telephonic video conferencing, which will be live streamed and accessible to the public as provided below for the purpose of considering the following agenda items. All agenda items are subject to action. In an effort to advance the public health goal of limiting face-to-face meetings, also called social distancing, to slow the spread of coronavirus COVID-19, there will be no in-person public access to the meeting. In accordance with the order of the Office of the Governor issued March 16, 2020, the City of Sandy Oaks will provide a live stream video and telephonic access of the meeting to the public. Information on how to join the meeting, either by Zoom or by phone call, is posted on the agenda. The public will be permitted to offer public comments telephonically or by audio as provided by the agenda and as permitted by the presiding officer during the meeting, by signing up with the city secretary at least 2 hours in advance of the meeting, or by emailing city clerk at City of Sandy Oaks. You've got two, it looks like. Up to 2 hours before the meeting, by emailing city clerk at cityofsandyoaks.com, and will be provided to the city council for their consideration. A recording of the telephonic meeting will be made and will be available to the public in accordance with the Texas Public Information Act upon written request. Ms. Shelton, can we get a quorum call, please? Oh, I'm sorry. God, old habits.
Alderman Fillinger,
Here, ma'am.
Alderman Brickett,
Here.
Alderman Rapino,
Here.
Alderman Crickmer,
Here.
Alderwoman Fuente,
Here.
and
Here.
We heard you. Okay,
so there's a quorum present.
great. Thank you. Okay, item 2 on the agenda is citizens to be heard. Ms. Ray, do we have citizens to be heard?
No, we do.
I have one
Okay.
that came in. Persons wishing to speak may sign up with the city clerk at least 2 hours in advance of the meeting by emailing cityclerk@cityofsandyoaks.com or calling 210-607-0834. Please note that the Texas Open Meetings Act prohibits the City Council from responding, commenting, or discussing items or topics during this portion of the meeting that are not included on the agenda. The City Council appreciates hearing from the citizens, and your thoughts and questions are valued. However, civility and a sense of decorum will be strictly followed. All speakers must address their comments to City Council. Speakers shall refrain from public criticism of members of the City Council that are prohibited by law. This item will be open for up to 30 minutes with 3 minutes to each speaker. One person may speak on behalf of a group. Up to 3 persons may register on behalf of the group in order for the spokesperson to be allotted up to 9 minutes to speak. If there are more than 10 speakers, each will be given 2 minutes. Catherine, you have waiting. If there are more than 10, each will be given 2 minutes or 6 minutes for a group spokesperson. So we did have an email. This is from Douglas Tomasini.
Who would have thought?
Hello? Oh. It says, can you please consider my statement below as my written comment for the public comment section of the 5/27/21 City Council meeting? The City Council agendas regularly allow for updates and announcements from the Animal Control Advisory Committee. In the future, it would be helpful if the Animal Shelter Advisory Committee would also provide updates and announcements. The Animal Shelter Advisory Committee agendas and minutes are not placed on the city website for review. We will move on to item 4, Mayor and Administrator announcements and updates. I only have 2 that I want to talk about. Both of them have to do with roads, unfortunately not our road bond. First one has to do with TxDOT. I placed a call today to the TxDOT rep and the area here by the entrance ramp, the northbound entrance ramp, coming this way towards the building has a lot of potholes and it's quite dangerous. And also, if you're leaving this way going towards Waterwood Pass, there is no yield sign or any stop bars or anything. So they put in a work order yesterday for the potholes, and they are going to review their records to see if a sign was ever placed there. If there was, it's very easy for them to put another one up, but if there's not, then they may have to do a study. But it either needs to be stop or yield or something on both directions. So that has been brought before TxDOT. Bear County Public Works, I spoke with Renee Green several months ago. Some of you may be familiar with Mathis Road down at Star Oaks, going from Star Oaks to Hardy Road, how they've repaved that road and it's really nice, and they stopped right where they got to Star Oaks. They have now realized that that remaining section of Mathis Road up to Jack's Corner or Morales Produce, however we want to refer to it, is indeed their responsibility. So they will be out paving that. It's going to be a complete overlay. And so it'll be a very nice section of road. That work is supposed to be sometime by by September. So just be on the lookout for that. Okay, item 5.
Can I-
You may.
Maybe I shouldn't say this, but I thought our right of way extended past Jack's into that trucking yard.
The city limit does. So it could be just up to the Dillon Trucking.
I believe that's where the line crosses the street. Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know if everything will want to with that fan.
Oh, well, you can turn the fan off. I know that that's a problem. Okay. Is that better?
I assume so.
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
let
So
go.
Renee will let us know where it's going to be, but there will be work happening there. Okay, so item 5 on the marshal's office, we have updates and announcements from Marshal Lopez with possible discussion and action. Do you have any general updates, sir? Okay. We'll move on to item B. Wait, what happened to consent agenda?
You skipped it.
Let's go to consent agenda. I was like, wait a minute, everything's in order here. Okay, item 3, consent agenda. All matters listed under consent agenda are considered routine by the City Council of the City of Sandy Oaks and will be enacted by one motion. There will not be separate discussion of these items. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately. We have 3 items. Item A is approve the minutes from the April 8th, 2021 regular City Council meeting. Item B is approve the minutes from the April 22nd, 2021 regular City Council meeting. And item C is approve the minutes from the May 13th, 2021 regular City Council meeting. Would anyone like to make a motion?
I move that we accept the consent agenda as presented.
Okay.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Alderman Tremblay and a second by Alderman Crickmer to,
Alderman Tremblay.
oh God,
He's trembling.
sorry. I'm suffering from your condition. Let me go back. We have a motion by Alderman Rapino and a second by
Younger
Alderman
than I am, so
Crickmer
I'll accept it.
to approve the consent agenda as presented. All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed? Okay, the motion is unanimous. Now we will move on to item 5B for the marshal. So item 5B says discuss and or possible action on a resolution appointing a chief of police and department head of the Sandy Oaks Police Department. So we have resolution 2021-133. Hopefully each of you had an opportunity to read that. Doo-doo, doo-doo. Could be the end of a great relationship right here. Go ahead.
If nobody has any discussion, I move that we adopt resolution number 2021-133, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Sandy Oaks, Texas, appointing Felipe R. Lopez as Chief of Police and Department Head of the Sandy Oaks Police Department.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion by Alderman Fillinger and a second by Alderman Rapino
Right.
to approve resolution 2021-133. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, that is unanimous. Item C. I am going to administer the oath and swear in our new chief of police.
Yay.
Yay. So, Mr. Lopez, would you stand, please? Could you remove your shield? I'm not gonna make you take your shirt off right now. We'll just roll with what you got. Okay, the first thing that I need you to do is to read your statement of officer and sign that before we do the swearing in.
Out loud?
No.
Okay.
Unless that helps you.
Let's see what-
Unless it helps.
It's blue.
Needs a print here as well, or it's good?
That is your printed name.
Okay.
Get away. Okay, sir, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Felipe R. Lopez,
I, Felipe R. Lopez,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute the duties
that I will faithfully execute the duties
of the office of Chief of Police
as office of the Chief of Police
for the City of Sandy Oaks Police Department
for the City of Sandy Oaks Police Department
of the State of Texas,
of the State of Texas,
and will, to the best of my ability,
and will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution and laws of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of the United States,
and of this state, so help me God.
of this state, and so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Let me give you your new shield. Wear it with pride.
I will.
Need you- Let me sign here.
You know, you need to pause this video once in a while.
Exactly. Aw.
No, you're okay.
Sticking good. One more minute and you're done.
You need help?
No.
I didn't realize it was going to be that difficult.
Let it drop, Chief. Drop it on. There you go. There you go. Thank you.
Congratulations. I'm going to give these to you.
Yeah, good job, Daddy.
Okay, next I would like for Adrian Castillo to step forward, please. Take yours off too. I'm
Actually,
collecting.
Mayor,
Where did the
Mayor,
other?
Oh, you need to do the next item. Is that what you were gonna say? Cassandra?
yes, that's what I was gonna say, the appointments first, or the recommendations for appointments and the
Oh,
position for which he'll serve.
Do you want this?
Yes, please. Oh, beautiful artwork.
It was you?
Courtesy of my son,
Okay.
I apologize.
Ah, I have something for the council here.
Yes, ma'am.
Item D says discuss and or possible action on positions established by chief of police, appointee, and appointment of members to the Sandy Oaks Police Department. So I think the motion should be to appoint. Should we do each one individually, Ms. Ortiz?
So first, however, the chief of police appointee would designate them, whether that's sergeant, lieutenant, officer, those positions would be approved by council. And then you can have all members appointed individually in the second motion after the positions are established.
Okay, so what we need to do is establish the positions first. And so for now, they're all police officers. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So there you go, gentlemen.
I don't know how we're gonna do this with that resolution.
We just moved to establish positions, two
Yes.
positions as police officers.
Yes.
Okay, I moved to establish two positions as police officers for the city of Sandy Oaks.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion by Alderman Rapino and a second by Alderman Crickmer to establish two police officer positions for the Sandy Oaks Police Department. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, that motion is unanimous. Okay.
So
No,
sorry.
no, you're fine. I have my own copy to scroll on. Now I can administer the oath.
No. Do they not need to be appointed?
Oh, sorry.
Is that correct, Cassandra? They
Oh.
need to be appointed?
Yes, now they would need to be appointed based on the recommendation, and then the oath to be administered.
So I can make a nomination and then you
I
gentlemen
can just move it.
do it. You
Okay.
just do it.
I move we appoint Adrian Castillo as a police officer for the city of Sandy Oaks.
I'll second that.
So we have a motion by Alderman, or actually Mayor Pro Tem Billinger and Alderman Rapino to appoint Adrian Castillo as a police officer for Sandy Oaks Police Department. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, that is unanimous. One more.
Shall we continue on?
Let's do one more. Let's do them both and then we'll,
Oh, yes, ma'am.
because
I
we're on a
move-
roll.
I move we appoint
Joelle?
Joelle Magny as an officer in the Sandy Oaks Police Department.
I'll second that one too.
Okay, we have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Billinger and a second by Alderman Rapino to appoint Joelle Magny as a police officer for Sandy Oaks Police Department. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, that motion is unanimous. Okay, and Adrian, thanks for being patient. Now it's your turn. Come on up here. First, I need you to read through this statement and then sign it if you agree. Is that a blue pen?
Here's a blue one.
I got a blue one right here for him. Okay, thank you. Okay, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Adrian Castillo,
I, Adrian Castillo,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute the duties
that I will faithfully execute the duties
of the office of officer
as the office of officer
for the City of Sandy Oaks Police Department
for the City of Sandy Oaks Police Department
and the state of Texas,
and the state of Texas,
and will to the best of my ability
and will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution and laws of the United States
the Constitution and laws of the United States
and of this state, so help me God.
and the state, so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And on that, I have a gift. I get a party gift. That one is yours.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do they,
She's like,
they get to hang on to these? Okay.
Yes.
Yes, you get to hang on.
Pick your foot up before you knock the mic off. There you go.
She did it on the first try. Yay! I have one more thing for you to sign. You to sign right here. Give my pen back. Charlotte, this is for you. Thank you. Okay, Joel Magny, you're up. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Take your badge off, please. We're gonna give you a new one. Sorry, shield. I forget. Thank you. Okay, the first thing I need is for you to read the statement of officer and then sign if you agree. Okay. All right, next, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Joel Magny,
I, Joel Magny,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute the duties
that I will faithfully execute the duties
of the office of officer
of the office of officer
for the City of Sandy Oaks Police Department
for the City of San Diego Police Department
of the state of Texas,
of the state of Texas,
and will to the best of my ability
and with the best of my abilities,
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution and laws of the United States
the Constitution and laws of the United States
and of this state,
and of this state.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ow! Here, I have a parting gift.
Thank you. Thank you.
And here, you can have this one back too.
Thank you.
Everybody help.
Might as well. Might as well just keep moving. Now, I'm gonna need you, Joel, I'm gonna need you to sign here, please.
You knew coming in.
Okay, and then I'll sign the bottom. Do you need help getting your shield on?
Oh, my supervisor just did it for me.
You didn't see how he just went through that himself? Charlotte. Yeah.
It's a case.
Don't stick in me, don't.
They're growing up.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, it can be dangerous.
I'm gonna have to put this on the wall.
Thanks, sir.
Awesome. Congratulations. So since we're on a roll, we did item E. Let's move down to item 9 under municipal court. We want to discuss and there were possible action on appointing Catherine Yelton as municipal court clerk. And the reason we're doing this is because she's been in an interim position up until we brought Charlotte on full time. So now we're actually going to make you official.
They gotta vote on it first.
I know. So is there anyone on the council who would like to make a motion to nominate Ms. Shelton for that position?
I'll move that we nominate Catherine Yelton to be the official municipal court clerk.
Appoint,
Appoint,
please.
okay, appoint Catherine Yelton to be the official municipal court clerk.
Perfect. And do we have a second?
Second.
Okay. I feel like bad teacher up here with a ruler beating it out of y'all.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a motion by Alderman Rapino and a second by Alderman Bricken to appoint Catherine Yelton as the municipal court clerk. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, that motion is unanimous. Congratulations. Come on up here.
Does she get a badge?
I know, where's my badge? Pin something on me.
Well, I could do that. So item 9D is administer oath and swear in Catherine Yelton as municipal court clerk. Somewhere in my pile of papers. Right here. Okay, I need you to please read the statement of officer and sign if you agree. I know you've read it a few times. Okay.
Oh, do you want it? All right.
Yeah, my thunder, man. Don't have much to do around here. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Catherine Yelton,
I, Catherine Yelton,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute the duties
that I will faithfully execute the duties
of the office of municipal court clerk
of the office of municipal court clerk
for the city of Sandy
for the
Oaks
city of Sandy Oaks
of the state of
of the
Texas,
state of Texas,
and will to the best of my ability
and will to the best of my ability
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution and laws of the United States
the Constitution and laws of the United States
and of this state,
and
so
of
help me
this
God.
state, so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I wish I had a button for you.
Slap something on me.
Wait a minute. You're not
Oh, yeah.
done yet. Nope.
Here,
Wrong place.
she's the clerk. Give me a paper.
Here, have the paper.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
You've been
I might
pinned.
frame it later.
You've been pinned. Okay, I think we are done with all of the swearing in. You
Okay,
wanna
now
hand
we
that to her?
start the swearing in.
That's right. That is correct. Okay. So congratulations to all of our new,
And thank each and every one of you.
exactly, absolutely. You may.
So I want to first and foremost thank the mayor and city council men and women present and prior. This wouldn't be possible without putting the right people in. We're going to continue to do our best and protect this city as we continue to grow. I can't thank y'all enough for what y'all done and provided us and given us, and we're going to continue to serve the best of our ability. I can't thank you enough. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And thank you.
We're very grateful for your dedication.
Exactly. You've really brought the department forward in a very fast, expedient fashion. So that for that, I know I'm appreciative. I'm sure everyone is appreciative for that.
Yep.
Okay, let's move on to item 6, animal control. Updates and announcements from Animal Control Advisory Committee Chair Jennifer Puente with possible discussion and/or action. Ms. Puente, do you have any general announcements?
I don't have any general announcements other than our meetings are on the 2nd and 4th Mondays of the month. We did have some guest speakers this past Monday. They gave us a lot of great information regarding our stray population. So just keep an eye out for future signs and promotions to help get your pets spayed or neutered.
Perfect, thank you. Move on to item 7, Public Works and Parks. Item A, update and announcements from Park Advisory Committee Chair Tom Rapino with possible discussion and/or action. Do you have any general announcements, sir?
Just one. We did meet in the butterfly area this Saturday, but of course, the weather didn't cooperate. We did a few things. We walked around, did a few plans, I guess, what we would do the next time. Other than that, we didn't, we moved some lumber from John's truck to
Charles's trailer?
trailer.
It's on site now.
Oh, good. And we will have a meeting this coming Tuesday, the 1st of June. So,
June 1st? Okay.
yes. And that's all I have.
Perfect. Okay, next is a next is a quote, item B, discussing or possible action on quotes received for signs at new city hall. So we've been working with Priscilla on this to try and figure out what kind of signs that we need, because we really don't have any good solid landmarks to direct people to this new location. So what you see here is the, did you not see this? So there would be one that would be facing on the southbound side and one on the northbound side. The one that's on the southbound side, there's currently a road sign there that indicates there's a turn. So I think we can safely place that one on there. The other one, I'm not quite sure if there is a pole that exists already. But we have poles and stuff. We don't need to buy any of those. So that was the first ask I had of Priscilla, was to get quotes for those two signs specifically. Then the other thing is we've talked about signs, directional signs to the city park. And especially now that we're not down there, you know, a lot of people are not very familiar, or they claim they're not very familiar with how to find the park. So the thought was that we would place directional signs throughout the city. Honestly, you wouldn't need anything on, like from Grand Springs, Copper Canyon, Hickory Shadow. You really don't need any signs there. The first signs you would need going in that direction towards the Valero would be by the time you hit Skyla or Shady Forest. That would be a direction sign for them to turn right. So we know that's one sign. Now, whatever we do on New Mathis and Waterwood Pass would pretty much be the same. So I'm thinking at the front of each of those roads, you would have a sign that would say City Park. And instead of this arrow going this way, the arrow would go this way. Okay. So that's two there. I think we also need one of the same coming off of Shady Forest and Priest Road. Yeah. And then another one on Hickory Haven and Shady Forest. Well, one there and then one on, we needed.
I'm thinking we need two at the Priest, Shady Forest. One
For
southbound,
direction.
one northbound.
Yep. So one at Shady Forest and New Mathis. We need two at the front. We need one. We need two at Hickory Haven and Shady Forest for each direction.
If I may make a suggestion,
You may.
on these signs here, you were talking about City of Sandy Oaks.
Mhm.
It seems to me we need 4.
Well, we probably do. We should probably put one down by the bridge.
No, we should have a set back to back out in front of the building.
Well, that's where both of these are going. It's out in front of the building.
And you said there was going to be one.
So if this is the entrance, this is Priest Road. It kind of does this little jog here, and this is Waterwood Pass, and we're like right here.
Wait a minute, where's Waterwood Pass?
This is Waterwood Pass.
Okay.
This is the Valero.
Okay, you're gonna have one where?
Well, so right here at our gate, right here, there's a pole. So we would put one here.
You said that was Waterwood Pass.
This is Waterwood Pass. This is
Oh.
I-37.
Oh, okay.
And this is Priest.
Okay, so you need one going both directions.
Yes, so we would have one here. This would be the southbound. And then we would put a pole up here for the northbound. So that would be your two signs.
Okay, and you're gonna put one down here?
Well, I'm thinking maybe over at the bridge, maybe we may need one. I mean, because this is assuming that you know how to get here. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I see your point. If I was going to put one here or over there, but then the one that goes with the arrow straight ahead, right here.
I've dealt with a lot of contractors that don't know the neighborhood at all, and they don't have a problem finding Priest Road.
They have a
Yeah.
problem finding 22870
But 22870,
because it will direct you depending on your mapping software. It'll send you somewhere. That's incorrect.
They generally scoot right down and then turn around and come back.
Right.
Although I thought it would get stolen eventually. There should be one probably where the city sign is at Lamb, pointing just straight ahead. Arrow straight up. But it would get, the one we had there at Lamb got stolen
Yeah.
already. So I'm not sure that would be a good idea. But I do think the arrow up right here, so people, if they come off of here, they know which way to go.
They should all point left then.
Well, I'm sorry, you're on Priest Road.
This is Priest. This is Waterwood Pass. So if you're coming up to the stop sign at Waterwood Pass and Priest to get on the freeway, you're talking about putting one on that corner.
Yeah,
That would point.
That way.
Well, you can't do it straight up because you want these people traveling here to be able to see it. So it's got to be a right arrow.
Well, that's why I assumed you'd have one here that,
So I'm thinking if we do one here at Waterwood Pass and Priest Road, and we do one at New Mathis and,
the freeway exit.
yeah, New Mathis and Mathis by Dollar General.
Yeah. That'd probably be good or not.
Yeah.
It'd be better than they
So that would
got
be
now.
4 of these signs.
Yeah.
With the whatever directions that we're talking about. So, and that's what she's got on here is 4.
Wait a minute.
She got 2 and 2.
That would be in front of
So if you,
Dollar General. right?
yes,
Okay.
Yeah.
This one would be facing
at Waterwood
away,
Pass,
away from the freeway.
Yes.
Facing on Waterwood Pass.
yes.
Okay. And that'd be fine. I mean, if we can't get too lost.
Well, she's got 4 of them listed on here. So those are already accounted for in this pricing
Okay.
for those 4. And then we'll just make sure that the directional arrows are exactly what we want for where we're going to place them.
Can we place them
We could go with what we've got if we can revisit
on the
it
other
later
side
if
of,
we need more.
Priest Road?
Priest and what?
Or they come up to the stop sign on Waterwood Pass at
Mhm.
Priest Road, okay? You'd have the sign there,
Mhm.
but if it was across the street, it would assist the people coming off the
We
freeway.
can't put them on the other side of the street because that's TxDOT property.
Okay, I just asked.
Yeah. Okay, so we need a total of 4 of these, so we have pricing on that. And then on the city park, I mean, we can bring this one back if we want to spend the time actually figuring out where we want to place the signs.
They would need to be small once you put them in the
Yeah.
subdivision.
Well, the problem is, even our speed limit signs that we bought to replace, they looked big until you go put them up and they look small. So it is all relative.
But I'm thinking not even on the high post, on a half post.
Existing posts are easier to use.
Right.
You know,
It's allowed.
But at stop signs, that's
No.
no. What I'm saying is at a stop sign is an ideal place to put them because you assume they're stopping and they can see it.
That's a lot of
Yeah, you're gonna
information.
have one on, is there one on the front of the park itself?
There is not.
Okay.
So let's do the count again on the park signs now.
I think we're gonna bring that one back.
Okay.
And actually spend some time between now and the next meeting to figure out
Figure out
exactly
where we want 'em.
where we want to put them. And because there may be poles, we may need poles that we need for them that I don't know that we have.
Can you approve?
We can do
The other
we
one?
can approve the others.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just the park signs I don't think we're quite ready for those yet.
I'm gonna make a motion
Okay, you go for it.
that we accept the Vulcan quote for the 2 City of Sandy Oaks, City Hall, Police Department, Courthouse signs for right and left arrows, 2 each. And we are not going to accept the park sign at this time.
Okay. Do you have a price not to exceed?
Not to exceed, I'm gonna say $550. Is it,
Yeah, the
freight?
tax will come off.
But the
So
freight's 50,
yeah, they got freight 50 on here. It'll probably end up being less than that, but
right, $550.
okay.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion by Alderman Crickmer and a second by Alderman Rapino to approve the quote from Vulcan Inc. for the
Line
total-
1 and line 2.
line 1 and line 2 of the quote for a total of 4 City of Sandy Oaks directional signs for a price not to exceed $550. All in favor say aye.
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 I
Opposed? Okay, that's unanimous. Okay, is Jacqueline on the call? Jacqueline Guerrero? Okay,
I don't know. Scott,
Okay.
sure.
okay. Oh, Scott is on. Well, let's get to Scott. Hi, Scott. Scott?
Here.
He's on mute. Okay. Let's move on to item 8A, discuss and or possible action on proposed services.
I'm muted now. Oh, sorry.
You're good now.
Services and quote for City Hall roof and building repairs. So we had a fairly significant failure of our roof here at our new building. This
were
was,
those quotes sent out through email?
I'm sorry?
The quotes for the roofing?
To her,
They didn't get it. They didn't send them out through the email.
What was that?
I can, let me go.
Catherine's going to send you one real quick.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. So when we purchased this building, the transport company was they also put it back together. So they take it apart and they put it back together. And pretty much from the time that they put it together, we have had an issue with a little bit of water leakage when we had some fairly significant rains, and it was in this room. And so he's been out twice before to patch or repair the areas. Well, back in, gosh, whenever the tornadoes and stuff were over in Hondo, we had a significant amount of rain that fell here as well. And it was a Friday evening, and I got a phone call that I needed to come down here. And there was water literally pouring through the walls throughout the entire building. That weekend, I reached out to ServPro, who came out and took out all of the wet materials, including insulation in the walls, ceiling tiles, and put a number of what they call air movers. I think they're fans, but they have a certain term for them, and dehumidifiers to hopefully minimize any potential damage from that event. What was discovered is that as a result of poor workmanship, the seams on the roof that join each of these units together were severely compromised. And so I had a company come out, Roof Fix, who came out last Friday to give us an estimate. But one thing I need everybody on council to understand is we are pursuing this as if it is a insurance claim. And so there is a very specific process and steps we have to follow. The first one was to stop the damage as much as we can. contacted our insurance company. We sent them all kinds of information. We have videos, we have pictures, sent all that to them. Our policy denied a claim because the way our policy is written, had there been hail damage or wind damage that damaged the roof and then we suffered water damage, it would have been covered. That was not the case here. So they have denied that. But they were already set up to subrogate on our behalf with the contractor's insurance to be able to file a claim on there. So we're working with them now. This is going to take time. We don't have time. Priscilla and Chris, and we hired a couple of people to come help us. They bought tarps. They put them up on the roof with bags, 50-pound bags of material that we had down in the maintenance yard. We've had more wind, more rain. We've had more leaks, and we just need to get this roof fixed. So I had Scott join us from Roof Fix last Friday. And I have invited him on this call so that anyone on council can ask him any questions. But I do want to, you each have a copy of this, this quote that he provided to us, and don't freak out because I know I did and it didn't make it any better.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. It is a significant cost to us. The estimated price is $41,884. There are some variations in this depending on the number of decking, the number of decking pieces that would need to be replaced because they got damaged from water. And this price includes 30 sheets. But if we don't need 30 sheets, they'll credit us back for that. So that's not the big deal. What I did like about their particular quote, the material that is used, which is this thermoplastic overlay system, the manufacturer has a 20-year warranty, and Roof Fix provides 20-year labor warranty. That's pretty darn difficult to come by. And, you know, considering I was hoping this building would be in place for at least 15 years, I think that's, you know, a good deal. But I do have Scott on the line with us, and if anyone here on council has questions for him, please feel free.
I have a question for you.
Okay, go ahead.
How many square feet?
It is, well, he told me that it's like just over 5,000. Scott, what was the square footage? 5,083, something like that? Hello, Scott.
Can you hear me? Yes. Can you hear me?
Now I can.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yay. So, yes, ma'am. So this is all new to me, this Zoom stuff. It's pretty cool. I'm afraid if I jump out of this screen and to the architectural drawing of your building, I may not be able to get back, but I do believe that is correct. That's based on a drawing that we achieved through our software and through Google Satellite that allows us to see the slope and see the square feet, the entire square feet of the roof.
Yeah. And I do recall it being just slightly over 5,000 square feet.
That sounds correct. It's based on the price that you iterated earlier. That does sound correct. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I will tell you that Scott had a drone out here so that he could fly that up on top of the roof to get really good pictures. The other thing that they use that I found very comforting is they have, what is that robot that y'all have? And can you explain how that works?
Yeah, so on your roof, we specialize in flat roofs in the commercial industry where we do a lot of, we've done like 3 San Antonio police departments. We do all the Wendy's, 7-Elevens, Church's Chickens here in Texas. The product that we use is called TPO. And when you apply TPO, well, first we got to tear the whole roof off, fix the rotted decking, and then go ahead and install ISO product, which is the product that is an insulation board that has to go down first. When we apply the TPO, it comes in 4-foot wide rolls. So you have seams. A lot of companies use a kind of like a blow dryer torch that a person controls, and then another person controls a roller to seal those seams. And if you're ever going to get a leak, it's going to be in one of those seams or around a boot jack or around a vent. We actually have a robot that we laid down, that we set down. We enter in the dew points, the humidity level, the outside temperature, and the mill thicknesses of the TPO, and that robot automatically computes it all. And the robot actually heat welds all of those seams. And so that's actually the proper tool to use on commercial buildings, so that once we're finished, our quality control guy can come in, do his quality control, and we'll know that we know that all those seams are heat welded properly, and that we're never going to hear from y'all again about a roof leak
On this building.
On this
on
one.
the building. Yes.
Okay, Scott, I'm curious. What does TPO stand for?
Thermoplastic overlay.
Thermoplastic overlay. I will write that
It's
down
there on
and
there.
remember it.
It's right here on the first checkbox.
Okay.
Scott, how does the warranty work?
So warranties in Texas, roofers can give you a product the manufacturer will stand behind. Some TPO products come with a 10-year warranty, some with a 15, and some with a 20. Because we're using a 60 mil thick TPO, it comes with a 20-year manufacturer's warranty, which just means the manufacturer is promising that you're not going to have any defects in the product for a period of 20 years. Now, the odds of you ever getting a manufacturing defect is about the same odds that you have of winning the lottery. So that's not a really fantastic hoo-ha warranty. It is what it is. But the strong part of what we bring to the table is your workmanship warranty. In the roofing industry in Texas, roofers only have to give you all a 1-year workmanship warranty. There are a few roofers that will do a 3-year workmanship warranty. And what that covers is if you ever have a leak within the first year or within the 3 years, they have to come out and fix your leak at no cost. We actually are, as far as I know, the only roofer that will do a 20-year workmanship warranty on a commercial job, meaning if you ever have a leak, we come and we fix that leak at no cost. And in addition to that, we also cover consequential damage. So if you ever have a leak, we also cover whatever damage it does to the inside of the buildings. It's one of the strongest warranties in the industry.
Okay, that's what I was wanting to hear. So thank you.
So I know,
Yes, sir.
Scott, when we spoke last Friday, you called your scheduler about how soon we could begin. And at that time, it was 2 to 3 weeks if we agreed on that date. Do you have an update today as
Yeah.
to what the time frame is?
Yes, it's moved to about 5 to 6 weeks, but I talked with Johnny, and Dwayne and I talked about this. Dwayne and I are the owners of the business. What we decided to do, if you all agreed tonight that you want the roof done, we're going to get on it within 3 weeks for you. We're just going to make it happen.
Okay.
Just with these storms that just happened, what's happened in the industry is, for example, with our company, we're getting over 200 calls a day, and it has not let up. We've even had people in our office that can't do their normal job because of all the calls. But since
Right.
then, we have gotten more people hired to take the calls, take the appointments, and get our reps out in the field full force 7 days a week now. But yeah, so we are we're able to we'll be able to accommodate you and jump on it within 3 weeks.
Okay. And for the council members, the reason that is so important is there is a lot of work that still needs to be done on the inside to put this building back together. We cannot do any of that until the roof is
Right.
fixed.
What
So
did you say, basically, it'd be 5 to 6 weeks to start?
he just said that if we agreed to it this evening, he and the other owner will do it in 3. They'll schedule us for 3 weeks.
Okay.
And you said it would take a
Yep.
full week of installation to complete the job. Is that correct?
That is correct. That's worst case scenario. I also talked with Johnny, our senior project manager, and we would be putting some extra people on that. So it's possible we might be able to knock it out in 4 days.
Oh, perfect. And can you
4 days, best case scenario.
could you talk about the flashing around the edges, please?
That concerns me.
Yeah. So your current flashing is so jacked up, and I don't know if it was that way from the start or if it got messed up in y'all's move. That flashing needs to be custom done at our fabrication shop, which we would already have that done before we start tearing off the roof. So that way we can get your metal edge, the right metal edge put on there that's not going to be all jacked up, because you got tons of water coming in all kinds of places that's running down that wall, that's deteriorating your rafters and wetting down your insulation and giving you a great cause for mold to grow. What's
Okay.
that?
Could I ask a question?
Sure. Ask away.
Him.
Yes.
In your experience, would this roof improve the condition of the building, that we might see a reduction in the long run on heating and air conditioning costs?
You would, because we're using ISO underneath the TPO, which is an insulation board, and also TPO has low emissivity effect as well. So low emissivity is kind of like when you get replacement windows, the double pane glass is not what saves you in your energy. It's the low E that's engineered in the glass that reflects the heat. And TPO has the ability to do that. So you will notice a difference in that temperature. And also TPO is white, so it's very reflective compared to what you have now.
It was basically yes.
That is a yes.
That is a yes.
That is a yes. Okay, so I know from the council's perspective, one of the questions that I get asked every meeting, can we afford this? Well,
I don't think we have a choice.
we can't not afford to do this, number one. Number two, we have a couple of options. One is we have reserve money set aside for an emergency. I would consider this one of those situations where we may have to withdraw some money from our reserve funding, and then just build it into next year's budget to replenish it if that's what happened, because we certainly want to maintain our reserve funding. The other thing is I've given each of you a copy of the most current actuals versus budget, so that everyone can see kind of where we're at right now. And I had an extra one, I thought.
I needed an extra.
Oh, I have this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just like it.
Yeah.
Catherine, can you send me that as well, please?
So that I'm gonna need someone's too.
Here, you can just take mine, because I know where to find it.
You gotta give me a chance to scan it first, and then I'll send it to you.
So I think a combination of, my preference is to pay it out of our existing general fund revenues that we have on hand and continue to receive, manage our expenditures through the end of the year. And if we get to a point where we have to draw off of the investment funds, then we'll just have to do that. And then we can build into next year's budget to replenish anything that we,
As you point out, we don't have a plan B, and we're gonna do a lot more damage if we don't do anything.
exactly.
So I say put the pedal down and go.
Well, before we do that, I did want, because I know there are going to be people who are going to ask, why did you not take this out to bid? Well, so there's two things there. First of all, the purchasing guidelines that are in place, anything that is $50,000 or more must go out for bid. Well, we obviously have less than 50,000 on this quote, so we don't have to do that. The second thing is, as I explained to the city attorney, I'm getting tired of playing the low bid wins, because we are getting what we pay for.
If I can interrupt a minute, ma'am.
Yes.
When I found out we had a roof leak, I did some, I did some price chasing,
Mhm.
and prices range from a low of 27,000 to a high of 60,000.
Yeah.
So we're
Not out of line.
No, this is not out of line, but this is the only company with a 20-year
Exactly.
parts warranty
And labor.
20-year on labor. It's unheard of in the industry.
Yeah.
Will we get that in writing?
Yes, we do
It's-
get that in writing.
It's in the quote. We get that, all that in writing.
Yes.
It's
Okay.
an emergency situation as well.
Well, it is, but that is
I
the
would-
reason
I
that
would
I,
like to go ahead and make a motion that we accept this proposal. And there is a possibility we may need some additional decking, so I would say accept the proposal with a not to exceed $45,000.
I'll second.
that.
Okay, I'll let you do it.
y'all don't
Gary.
jump all over each other.
Let Gary do it.
Gary, okay,
I like spending good dollars.
you like to spend big dollars, okay. So we have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Fillinger and a second by Alderman Bricken to accept the agreement as presented with a price not to exceed $45,000. All in favor, say aye.
I
Opposed? Okay, that's unanimous. Scott, what I will do, I do know here in the quote, it's requesting 50% down. So
That is correct.
I will, I know you sent me another document that I need to initial electronically. And then I will instruct our city clerk to prepare a check. Do you want a check? You want us to wire it? How do you want to do that?
A check would be fine. It needs to be made out to Roof Fix, two separate words, and then LLC.
LLC.
And one thing I need to do for y'all is when we hang up here, and this is perfect timing because my iPad is about to die, is I will send you another proposal that will have the sentence in there that states that the proposal will not exceed 45,000 if we run across more decking, more bad decking. So that way that covers y'all with you know, you guys doing your responsible
I
action.
heard about
Yeah.
I'm actually looking forward to you rebating some of the off of this, but you know,
If we can, that would be
expect
great.
it.
Yeah.
Let's not stop now.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, well, thank you,
Yeah.
Scott, and we will be in touch.
All right, you'll see this email come across here here in a few minutes, providing my iPad doesn't die. Otherwise, it'll be first thing in the morning.
That works for me. Thank you, Scott. Have a great evening.
Y'all too. Bye-bye.
Okay.
I was hoping we muted him before we said not to exceed.
I thought about that too. Okay, let's move on to item 8B. Discuss and or possible action on retaining a consultant for development of the city's zoning ordinances. So the Planning and Zoning Commission, I think Ms. Hadley is on the call with us this evening. She was early. Yeah, I see her. Okay. So Ms. Ortiz has been working with the Planning and Zoning Commission, and I attend those meetings as well, and they're difficult. I'm not going to lie, they're difficult because there is a lot of terminology. There's a lot of things that we hadn't really thought of before, and so the meetings are moving very slowly. And it's more because we don't know what we don't know. So at one of our meetings, we had discussed potentially hiring a consultant who could come in to assist with this. And so I made some phone calls and ended up talking with a gentleman who is a professor at St. Mary's University and explained what we were looking to do. And he provided me with a couple of candidates, and we had an interview with them, and then they attended one of our P&Z meetings so they could kind of get a feel for what we're struggling with, kind of see kind of how things are progressing. We liked both of them. We absolutely liked both of them. In fact, we had considered extending an internship to both of them so they could tag team because they are attending classes together. In the end, we decided to just choose one. I would like to nominate for council's consideration that we extend an offer to Jacqueline Guerrero. And you should have her resume here in front of you, but she is currently attending Masters in Public Administration at St. Mary's University. And she is quite knowledgeable on the subjects that we are talking about. And one of the things that I've always tried to position with anybody to come work with the city is you have a blank slate. We're not fixing something that's in place. We have nothing in place. So we get to kind of create it to fit our needs. I did have a conversation with Jacqueline the other evening, and she is agreeable to coming on board. And so one of the things I've talked to her about the amount of time that would be required. We anticipate roughly 20 hours a month, for lack of any other thing. We're just figuring, if the meetings are an hour and a half to 2 hours twice a month, plus prep time to do research and whatever needs to happen. Then she would perform as a contractor. And so as such, she would prepare an invoice very similar to what our city attorney and our judge do today, and very similar to what our city engineer does. They identify how much time they worked on a particular project, they submit an invoice, it gets reviewed and approved, and they get paid that way. So she's totally in agreement with all of that. I have the internship form registration or the evaluation form for the work that she would perform for us, because she would get some kind of grade schedule on that. And then we have the application for the internship through the university. So I would like to nominate Ms. Guerrero.
If I may make a comment first.
You may.
I've dealt with an intern before in another city. And although there was reluctance by the city planning commission at that time about it, the lady who came in from a college completely reinvented their idea, which was my purpose, of what the city really was. And they came away amazed that the city was not what they thought it was. Mm-hmm. And they managed to go forward from there with a better understanding of the city that we were supposed to be the planning commission mm-hmm. on. And it made a big difference. It focused where we had to go. Mm-hmm. And this is what we need now.
I agree.
Is focus. And I totally support the idea.
Well, I think, you have somebody who's from the outside, has no knowledge or experience with our city, who is actively pursuing an education in that discipline, who has, fresh set of eyes, new knowledge. A lot of us are still working with, old ideas. So I tend to agree with that. I think it would be a great way to help move things forward.
Definitely.
Yeah. So again, I'm recommending a nomination for Ms. Jacqueline Guerrero, and I would like to recommend a starting rate of $20 an hour for the work that she's going to be doing in that position. And the answer is yes, we do have money in the budget. There's $5,000 budgeted on the engineering line, which is where this would come out of.
About how many hours?
As many as it's going to take, actually. I mean, until we, hit the budget, then we may have to relook at it. But this would be for this fiscal year, which ends in September. So, here we are, June, July, August. I mean, we're 4 months. Mm-hmm. If we need to continue it into next year, I mean, that is the one commission, the one major piece of what we're working on here that we really, really, really need to focus on. It is impeding our ability to be responsive to citizens who have very legitimate issues that they need resolved. And so we need to work really to get this finalized.
As an aside, is this going to benefit her and her?
It does. And that's one thing I've been very adamant about with the professor and with the candidates both, is that the city didn't want to do anything that would negatively impact their education experience or their, their grades or their ability to pursue their career. This should not impact them negatively. It should be a bonus to them.
Yes, their performance will be judged by far more than us.
Well,
Yeah.
we actually do an evaluation form here. And I'll read you, it says, please have the direct supervisor of the intern answer the following questions. Briefly describe the kinds of learning opportunities and work assignments provided to the intern. Did the intern complete the requisite number of hours associated with internship? And there's a separate timesheet to be completed by the intern and signed by the supervisor. What is your overall rating of the student intern relative to assigned tasks and work? Please assign a numerical score. The St. Mary's grading scale shown below, and very briefly explain. Overall, how well did the intern's abilities and training match with the assigned task and work? Would you be willing to host another St. Mary's University MPA student as an intern in the future? Do you have any other comments, suggestions, etc. regarding the intern, him or herself, or the internship experience more generally?
How old is this woman?
I do not know, and
can't
nor
ask
can
that
you
question.
ask.
Can't ask that?
That is,
Right.
Oh, is she married?
You can't ask that question.
you can't ask that either.
Okay.
Catherine, there's somebody waiting.
I would like to nominate Jacqueline Crystal Guerrero for the internship position with the Planning and Zoning Commission
Do you have a rate in mind?
at $20 an hour.
Okay.
I'll second.
Okay, so we have a motion by Alderman Mayor Pro Tem Fillinger, and a second by Alderman Rapino to appoint Jacqueline Guerrero as a contracted, what do we call her?
Intern.
Intern, sorry. Intern to work with the Planning and Zoning Commission for a rate of $20 per hour.
And this is an independent contractor position.
Totally independent contractor, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Any opposed? Okay, that motion, that's unanimous. I don't know if Jacqueline was ever able to make the call this evening, but I certainly will reach out to her and let her know. And she will be beginning at the next meeting, the next P&Z meeting, which I think is next week. Is that right, Ms. Hadley?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. And so with that, we will move on to item 10. And it is 7:44 p.m. and this meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone.